started talking to my mom 6 years ago. Until then, I didn't know my history. I just knew I carried a lot of scars. I started learning about epigenetics when my partner asked who I was, and I couldn't answer her besides telling her I was white. It was her sideways glance that set me on a path of realizing and embodying that I am a first-generation Filipino American. It was hard to put together the strands of my history. My mother and I talk every week, and we continue to find out new facets of our journey. This vignette that you're about to hear are snippets of my and my mom's journey over the last 6 years. Yo, this is, I see why you're nervous, you know? Like, you gotta come up here and you gotta like, woo! It's liberating though. Like, if y'all need some liberation, come up here. I learned that my mother was sex trafficked by my grandmother to escape an impossible life. I've changed the names in the manuscript so I could hold the terror of what I've learned about my family's journey. I've had to piece together historical facts and fragments of lost history from my ancestors. And some of what you hear will be imagined, the places I wasn't there to witness. And in those instances, I speak from the scars of my body and what I know and can feel to be true. Creating a history is my impossible journey, and I'm going to share the little steps I've taken to be standing here with you. Gotta skip because I don't have that much time, so. Mom, I need to talk to you, Tula said, trying hard not to move her cell phone since she would lose signal. They never had time for formalities. Okay, what is it, Tula Lane? Elena said in her thick Philippine accent. Tula hated when people used her first and middle name together. By now, there were only a few people left who remembered her as Little Tula Lane. It made her feel trapped. She longed to be liberated from her gender. And whenever she heard those names put together, she wanted to hurt whoever was saying them. But she was named after her dad's sisters, so she felt bound to the names by ancestry. Tula had a habit of burning bridges and fleeing the crime scene. She did this for survival and to preserve an ancient wound in her that, when pressed, was like a dragon waking from sleep. Her anger was a brazen live wire that sparked disastrous electricity in every relationship she ever touched. I need to know what happened to you when I was born. Tula's throat tightened up and a ball formed, making her voice sound like she was going into anaphylactic shock. She gripped her pen on the other side of the line. She hadn't spoke to her mother in 10 years. Not since she married her girlfriend so she could stay in the United States. She called Elena to tell her about it. Didn't end well. Happy birthday, by the way. Elena always remembered her children's birthdays. She would never go out of her way to let them know. But in her heart, she quietly sang happy birthday to them in a voice only she could hear. How old are you now? 31? I'm 32, Mom. Oh, yeah, 32? And that would make your brother 34 this year. Tula listened and became impatient. Look, I'm going through a divorce right now, and I met this girl. She's been researching our family because that's her hobby. Tula gave Elena a moment to grasp that she was going through a divorce. She heard her mother contort into a smirk that hinted at her deep Catholic roots and loud out a whisper, of course. Elena herself was married 3 times. Like her daughter, her bridge fires were all consuming, but the light from them kept her warm. Anyway, she's having me read this book about epigenetics, and I need to know what happened to you around the time I was born. Well, you were born at the hospital. Elena launched into her usual narrative that she recited when asked uncomfortable questions about her past. I'm not going to make it to that minute, so I'm going to keep going. Like a jukebox with presets, the memory shuffled and the sentences always started with the same words and the same tones. No, Mom, I need to really know. Tula hesitated but found her resolve. I want to do an experiment. I want to see if you'll do it with me. What kind of experiment, Tula Lane? Tula cringed. She wanted to bowl. Can I call you once a week and ask you questions? She finally let it out in one irritated breath. Her upbringing trained her that connection was the one thing her mom passionately abhorred. What will we even talk about? Elena hesitated to ask, but her curiosity got the best of her. I'll ask you questions about the events of your life around the time of my birth. Shocked that they were even still having the conversation, Tula added, I'll come with weekly questions. We don't even have to talk about anything else. She rolled her eyes and wanted to get it over with. How long will we have to do this? Hopefully until it's done or until we both decide that we hate it and we won't ever have to do it again. Elena nodded her approval that there would be a way out. Okay, when do you want to start? Tula, a bit shocked, didn't expect to get so far. She made up a schedule. I was thinking every Thursday I could call you around noon. Okay, do we start now? No, it's my birthday, Mom. Okay, Tula Lane, call me next week. There you go.